Hey everybody, this is Adu, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Darkest Dungeon: The Crimson Court, where in this episode we'll be taking down the Hag Witch, who has been left living for long enough. The script reads, "Snapped bones and tanned human hides are the spoor of a vile cannibalistic hag. For all that is good, destroy her." I don't mind if I do. In reward for this particular adventure, we have 15k of gold. We'll top up our reserves by a nice measure. 30 crests, which will be very, very handy as well. A Hag's Ladle, which gives us a Blight skill chance and resists for both Blight and Disease. And a Demon's Cauldron, which increases stun and debuff skill chances as well as crit, while reducing virtue chances and stress. Into this mix, we bring along Sarah too, the reborn legendary Hellion, who's going to be rocking out the normal mix that we have there with a camouflage cloak and a sun ring to hopefully dodge being thrown into the pot. Murdak, the legendary flagellant, who's going to be doing some good with a buff of health as well as increase to his overall dodge. Monty, the occultist, who's rocking a mark-based ability with vulnerability hex as well as sacrificial stab, and abyssal artillery just to make sure that he can be adaptable in case ranks get shuffled. Then finally Bellicott, the Houndmaster, who's rocking Wolf's Tassel to give him a further boost to the damage he does against Mark, in addition to the extra 100% that he gets from Hound's Rush as well, and a Martyr's Seal. We're going to provision up and get ready to get in there. It is a wheeled-based map, so a variety of different provisions are always going to be very, very useful. No need to worry about the blood, because very, very fortunately for us, the curse has been cleared on everyone. Now looking at the wield, what we want to be doing is bringing a little bit of Holy Water if we can. Anti-Venom is going to be useful potentially, but we're not going to take it along with us in this instance. We will be bringing along just the minimum of medicinal herbs. Few bandages would be very useful, probably more than the average given the damage we can take. 2 skeleton keys, 2 shovels. This is a pretty broadened base of stuff, but again, I'm not too worried about things like gold. I am more concerned about things like life, especially with Sarah in the party and me needing to make sure she doesn't die again. In any case, let's embark in and listen to the quote.
As time wore on, her wild policy of self-experimentation grew intolerable. She quaffed all manner of strange fungi, herbs, and concoctions, intent on gaining some insight into the horror we both knew to be growing beneath us.
So she's a tripper.
The change in her was appalling, and no longer able to stomach it, I sent her to live in the Weald, where her wildness would be welcomed.
Wait, wasn't she like your girlfriend? Wait, so you and your girlfriend go on a drug bender, and then she gets messed up and ugly, and so you banish her into the forest. And our ancestors are a really classy guy. Any case, let's get in and see what we have in terms of map.
Method in the wild corruption here. It bears a form both wretched and malevolent.
Right, so I'm going to make a wild guess and say that the hag is over here. We have limited stress capability, so I might just do a direct run to kill her off, but at the same time, no, we'll chase her down directly and then see how we feel, depending on how much damage and stress we've taken. Let's carry on through, keep our inventory open in case we have any interrupts, and see what we have to see. That's going to be an early use for shovel.
A victim to the spreading corruption.
Just the one left now. Whoa, okay, Hateful Viragos. I do not like the look of that. We have 2 cohesive ectoplasms, a blighted crone, and a hateful virago. I do not like the look of that hateful virago. Let's get an Iron Swan going and hope for a crit. Only 11, but that's acceptable in the grand scheme. Putrefying Breath goes down on the flagellant, and 20 damage is pretty substantial. No Blight's taken, he's not on half-life quite yet. Curse of Vulnerability goes down, 5 damage, plus it's a crit. And we have reduced dodge and accuracy for some time, so Iron Swans will be less useful than they were before. Let's follow things up with, you're a human, you get extra damage against humans on something, don't you? No, it's against beasts. Darn. Alright, let's, again, Hound's Rush down that Virago. Another 11 damage, and probably no bleed. No, it takes. Okay, that's fine. We are going to drop a mark. No, we don't need it. It's just a boss bash. Alright, we'll only use the marks of the boss probably. Let's, yeah, Abyssal Artillery, drop it down. Not going to worry about healing up the flagellant for the moment. What we'll do, though, is drop a punish on that Blighted Crone and hope for the best. 5 damage taken and 6 bleeds, so she'll be dead in 2 turns. Hopefully, Slime goes down on the Hellion. 10 damage taken, which is pretty severe. And another debuff there on speed. Slime goes down the Occultist, 8 damage taken. And yeah, these, not the best start of the round, but we can make it through, I'm sure. Might consider doing a second Abyssal Artillery rather than getting an early heal in, because I'd rather make sure that we're not taking any more damage and stress. It's a double dodge. Damn it. Alright, well, let's keep bleeding down that Virago. 9 damage taken. And an extra bleed coming through. 13 HP left, and she's going to run a Ruinous Hex on the Flagellant. 5 damage taken. He's now at half-life, and it is his turn in this round, which is just fine by me. Embrace the Dark goes down. Bit of stress, probably. Yeah, and we're still in Radiant Light, which is just fine by me. Now, I could try and... The chance to bleed here is very, very low. Chance to heal is very, very good. Let's drop a Redeem rather than doing some damage, because again, this Blighted Crone is already dead. She just doesn't know it yet. And I could use the health. Done, and Dunsky. Iron Swan, probably going to miss, but do what we can. 11 damage taken, 2 HP left, and again, that Virago is dead in its next turn. 7 damage on the Hellion, and Sarah is holding up just fine. Slime, this time the Flagellant, 8 damage taken. And these guys are both marked, I just noticed, and the debuffs they're rocking are pretty massive as well. But we will be able to make things through just fine, I am sure. Could consider dropping a mark on one of these two guys, or I could try and get a heal going on someone. And I am running on a little bit light on the Occultist. We'll drop a heal there. Crit for 28, not too shabby at all, and stress goes down. It's fine by me, and no bleed. Virago's dead. Crone is dead. It's been a good round for me so far, and Hound's Rush goes down on the back row Ectoplasms. 13 damage, 3 left, and this guy is absolutely dead. Just got an achievement unlocked. Not sure what that's all about. Figure that out at some stage. Another debuff in place, and let's just start smacking down this Ectoplasm. Bleed will not take, obviously, given the resistance, and unfortunately the debuff does not apply either. Let's heal up Sarah to make sure that she stays alive, and everything is looking fine. Let's keep on going. 11 damage, and that is round. Nice. Bit of gold, bit of deeds. All good all the way around. Still in Radiant, so we'll just check behind this doorway and see what we have in store. It is a battle. It's 2 Cutthroats and a Brigand Hunter, and we get the element of surprise, which is just fine by me. Probably get things started with a Hound's Rush on the Hunter on the back there. Only 7 damage taken, but the bleed has come in regardless. Let's add to that. Let's add to his problems. 4 damage directly, plus an extra 6 bleed, so 8 damage in the next turn. I could try and finish him off, and that would be worthwhile. Crit for 21. Where was that hit? A few turns ago. Oh, well, it happens to the best of us. I'm going to follow things up with a mark on this little human here. It's a crit, and his dodge has been reduced substantially. Shank goes down. 13 damage taken, and that is severe, especially considering the bleed. Uppercut Slice, 5 damage, and no other consequences, which are fine by me. Again, we're still suffering from those debuffs, unfortunately. What we'll do, though, is drop a Weird Reconstruction down on Sarah, up her health by 7, and we'll probably invest her turn as well in clearing that bleed. 11 damage taken by the Houndmaster. I'm not worried at this stage. What I will do is a Hound's Rush here for epic damage, 19, and that is not shabby at all. In addition to that bleed, Shank goes down once again on Sarah, but she dodges it. Sarah, too, still the most valued player by far. Clearing the bleed, getting some extra health, and getting a nice damage and accuracy buff to compensate for other problems we have. Could take out one Cutthroat, and that's probably the best call I can make. Done. Done. And his body is bleeding out ridiculously quickly. It's fine by me. I'm going to probably drop a heal in play here just to save some time down the line. 10 HP up on the Hellion, and she's looking dandy. Punish goes down, 7 damage on the Cutthroat, 18 HP left to go, and 6 bleed coming in for the next action. And I'm not going to self-heal with the Houndmaster. What I will do is just get a direct attack in, crit 15, and that guy is dead in his next action, should he get one. And given the fact that he's already dead without knowing it, I'm going to just faff the turn away. Done. Amazing stack of gold in exchange for that. Champion Dungeons, my friends. Oh, okay, it's going to make us make some hard choices. Right, well, as we've already established, we would prefer to have... Well, treasure isn't that worthwhile for me, so I'll pick up those crests, and yeah, that works just fine for me. If I have a secret room somewhere that I miss out on, I'm going to be so livid, but them's the breaks sometimes. Alright, we are going to keep progressing down in this direction, given the obstacle there. As to Curio, we can live without Curios. What I will do is quickly shuffle around my inventory ever so slightly. Done and Dunsky. Let's carry on. We have 1 Curio, we have 1 Trap, and we'll have to choose who is best for Trap. stuff, it is going to be a Houndmaster, which is fine by me. Done, done, and done. That's clear. And now it's just a question of walking onwards, checking out the curio, entering the empty room, and seeing what we have in store for us next. Let's check out those mummified remains to see what they have in store.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Yeah, look, that's not super useful, to be honest. Like, I don't need any of that stuff, unfortunately. But look, what I could do is let's take the gold and live to regret it, probably. Torch up, and we should have one free inventory slot shortly as soon as we get to the end of this corridor, and we need to start using a bit more torchlight. Secret room and a shovel. Well, that's going to be worth coming back to, but I probably won't have a key to open anything, so I'll just get the one puzzling trapezahedron, which is fine. At least I have a shovel ready to go, and let's torch up and take the rest of that gold there. Alright, 2 claws, which are fine by me. Again, I should be able to get some bleeds going on some of these guys. 3 debuff is in place and some bleed is going, so we will follow that up with an if it bleeds, just to keep those bleeds going, given their high protection. High protection, that means damage over time is the better of the options available. Might look at dropping a dodge. Well, it is going to be my Houndmaster next, so yes, vulnerability hex. Done, done, and done. It's fine, and Hound's Rush for a very nice 13 damage hit there, and 12 bleed per turn. He'll be dead very quickly. Great dodge from Sarah, and we can expect another strike coming through that claw on the Flagellant. 9 damage taken, and that's just fine by me. Not quite on half-life, unfortunately, but we'll be able to make do with that regardless. Let's get some... Well, this guy's already dead. Let's get some bleeds going here. Done. Done and done. And you know what? Given our proximity to the Hag, I might actually drop a heal on this little guy here. Only 6 up, which is fine. That's just fine. And, yeah, let's, yeah. Hound's Rush right there, 3 damage, even more bleed, 8 damage to come in the next turn. With nothing else to do, it's going to be a Wicked Hack, 11 damage taken, and that's just fine by me, 8 damage. He's got 2 turns left before he dies. Groping Swing is dodged like an absolute champ, and it's time for us to keep on buffing up that Flagellant by inches rather than by miles. That's absolutely for sure. Another 5 damage, another 6 bleed, and this guy is dead in his next action, which is fine by me. No concerns about that whatsoever. Let's just faff away the remainder of our turn. If our Houndmaster gets in first, we'll top up his health ever so slightly. Yes, indeedy, we can. Done. Alright. That combat's been taken care of. We have a very minor amount of additional stuff that we can do with these guys. I might just preemptively use these holy waters just to get some space in the inventory. And again, I'll probably preference deeds over busts for the moment. Yep, that's fine by me, and we'll have a camp coming up soon. That shovel will be gone, and that's going to give us some more space in the old inventory. I want to take that secret door, but I don't have a key, and that's going to be my rate limiting step, to be honest. Unfortunately, I'm just out of keys, and so the awesome haul that comes with secret rooms will not be apparent, sadly. Alright, let's clear that thorny thicket and prepare ourselves for... Oh, that's another hunger check there. That's fine. That is actually completely fine, to be honest. Well timed. Well timed indeed. Empty room. Do we get scouting? We do not. We know it's going to be a short haul. Let's take this moment now to camp. Let's go through all the food. Actually, that's irrelevant.
Chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
Let's just take a half meal because we don't actually need the HP. Yep, that's fine. We'll prevent ambush if we can. Yep. We will look at Battle Trance, position 1. We know there's going to be some shuffling here, so we can probably go without that. Let's, yep, Sharpen Spear. That's a good call. Not going to worry about his health. Not going to worry about his stress, even if it's very cheap. It is actually very cheap. Let's just do that. Let's do that. And, yeah, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with that. Alright. Cure diseases we don't even have. Rest up. And let's press on to the Hag Witch, ladies and gentlemen. Let us press on to the Hag Witch. Oh, it's a trap!
A Mechanical hazards.
It's just stress, no other complications. There's a map inside, and that will show me what? Yeah, not much. Not much. Alright, before we step in, let's give Mr. Flagellant just a little bit of heal, getting him enough food for one hunger check. Torchlight is very comfortably radiant, and yeah, let's... Thank you, Wayne. You're done? That's fine. Alright, let's step in and take down the Hag Witch. It's a pot and a very, very fat lady, and that's just fine. Opening things up, we're going to need to make sure that we mark her. She gets 2 turns, and I need that mark to be in place early on. Alright, that mark is in place even if the debuff isn't. Iron Swan for some early damage, 21% chance to crit, and it doesn't pay off, but 22 damage is nothing to sneer at all. Punish goes down, that's 9 damage plus some bleeds, more than likely, and a bleed debuff as well, which is fine by me. Hag Witch is going to throw the Flagellant into the pot, which is potentially going to cause us some problems, but again, if anyone enjoys being Death Doored, it's going to be Mr. Flagellant. Hag Witch, yeah, I think a Hound's Rush with the extra damage potential is going to be absolutely sweet. Another 22 damage hit, 75 HP, and an extra bit of bleed there as well. 67 left. Season to Perfection goes down, 0 damage, and a little bit of stress, but no other ill effects that I can divine. In the meantime, I forgot to use the dog treat, which is going to make me feel foolish and regretful. That mark is going to expire before I'm probably going to be able to get more value out of it, so let's keep debuffing her dodge if we can. Crit for 2, and that debuff is in place now. We should get some better crits as they come through. Yes, yes, yeah, Murdoch the Flagellant, you are going to suffer, unfortunately. Extra 10 stress and a little bit of damage. Again, let's go back into our inventory and make sure when the Houndmaster comes up that we make sure that we give him the dog treats he needs. Crit for 33. The difference that makes is amazing. Absolutely amazing. No, I'm not going to strike the pot. I'm going to make sure that we get you out of that pot as quickly as humanly possible. Boom, shakalaka, that's the round. And that was a very, very easy Hag Witch takedown. All you need is the right party mix. All you need is the right party mix. Yowza. Alright, Meticulous Blueprint, that's fine. Damage Stone, Blightstone, I'll keep Damage Stone for just a moment. And yeah, we're going to continue adventuring if we can. Just very, very briefly, and reshuffle back into first positions. Unfortunately, our chances of actually getting a shovel and a key are very, very poor, and we're running low on food. What we will do is do a short double back and just see what that curio is, and it's probably going to be nothing. We're probably going to bail out at this point, but that's okay. Okay, that's a hunger check. We're not going to risk it. That's pretty much it. We're in a good place for stress. We're not going to risk it. We've taken down the objective. We've killed the Hag Witch, and we don't need more glittering prizes. We are doing fine in terms of eco, especially with that 15k payout for the round. Yeah, I mean, like, we found enough treasure to cover our costs. It's, yeah, just even with the loot we picked up in terms of gold, that is roughly 21k of gold in place, 38 crests, 16 deeds, and 6 busts. Not too shabby there. These guys are already fully leveled up, but Sarah 2 picks up Wheeled Scrounger, which I am not too thrilled by, because I prefer Quick Draw, to be entirely honest, but that's okay. I should have taken the time and spent the money to lock in the traits that I wanted.
Curiosity, interest, and obsession.
Alright, now that was...
markers on my road to damnation.
Sorry, I feel bad talking over the narrator sometimes. I feel like I'm interrupting him or he's interrupting me. I'm just too secretly Canadian, I guess. Bohan has had the Black Plague cured. Nico is no longer fragile, for which I am very, very grateful. And Weak Grip on Life is cured from Colder. No other conditions or concerns for us to worry about, particularly aside from the tapeworm that DH Dragon is rocking. And in fact, it may well be time for us to give her some treatment for that, unless, of course, we're going to choose an adventure, a quest that she would be more suited to. Do a quick check of the stagecoach, and it's just a man-at-arms on level 2, not really required by any measure. Calder is looking fine, even though his stress is relatively high. I might choose to keep him out of things for the next round, but we have 276 crests. And that means we're very, very, very close to an upgrade. Now, we can either upgrade the sanitarium to have an additional slot in the treatment ward, which I want, but that's going to take up a lot of deeds. Alternatively, I could go in through here into districts and pick up... I could trade some portraits and probably get enough to pick up a training ring or an outsider's bonfire. Now let's have a quick check to see how much those portraits are worth. Oh yeah, those portraits are worth more than enough for our purposes. We need... yeah, we've got enough. So I'm going to buy something in a district. I'm not sure what yet. Not sure what yet. Now, plus 10% max HP for Houndmaster and Mana Arms and Obelisk is pretty valued. So is increased accuracy. Extra respite points, it's pretty conditional. This is global, it always works. I've got the cash, I've got the crests. Let's get it going. Construct. Training ring. There we go. It looks like a shack with some walls. And, yeah, okay. A palisade, that's fine. Palisade shack, that's a training ring. Fair enough. Again, all these things have some really weird art to them. Cartographer's Camp is the one that I think is the most, like we're going on crusade, which is clearly what we're doing. But as we get into things like the puppet show, the puppet theater is weird. Sanguine Winters is arguably quite weird, and so is the performance hall. But in any case, none of these things particularly apply. I'm going to choose a couple of quirks to get rid of. I'm going to choose... well, there are no upgrades to make, because I'm fighting with level 6s every single damn time. What I will do, though, actually, while I'm on camera, is consider the next mission we're going to go on. So we've taken out these two bosses. We've got some people in the next boss in the ruins, the next one on our list, and it is going to be deeds that we're focusing on for the immediate moment. So a long map for an Ancestor's Pistol is attractive. And actually, it's the same damn map. It's the gold is the same, the rewards are the same. The only difference is this is 90% of rooms, which is an easier objective than 100% of room battles, generally. Or alternatively, we can look at something... yeah, are there any like quest rewards that are particularly interesting? Book of Holiness, no, Deathblow Resist, no, I want a higher Deathblow Resist. Lost and Found is a free weapons upgrade, which isn't particularly compelling. Ancestor's Portrait, again, I want to have one of all the Ancestor's things, but I think we're going to be okay with that. Blasphemous Vial and Feather Crystal. Feather Crystals are really useful, but I think the next mission for us is going to be a long trip into the ruins, or... because I'm fine for money and I'm fine for stress and I'm fine for just about everything, our next trip could just be into the courtyard to do some exploration. And I think it might be time to progress that just a bit. Or maybe like, I'm only 60% of the way to unlocking the next boss in the ruins. You know what, here's what I'm going to do. Before I take any more progress, before I make any more progress in the courtyard, I'm going to take out the boss in the ruins and the warrens. And those are... Necromancer Lord and the Swine God. I'll take out those two bosses, and then I'll go back to the courtyard, and then, yeah, I'll see how I go. That's the plan, we know what we're doing, everything is going fine. Sorry, this has been a bit of a rambling closer on things. Some people keep requesting to see me making my decisions and doing like the party management, the back of house upgrading and stuff, and I think it's... Anyway, I hope you enjoy what you're seeing. My name is Ardum. Thank you for tuning in. If you've liked what you've seen, drop me a like, drop me a comment. Tell me how you feel about how that last boss bash went. It went easy. There's a subscribe button there. If you aren't a subscriber, please join us. There's a new episode every single day at least. And there's a playlist there as well if you want to catch up. And for my existing subscribers, thank you guys for dropping by once. Oh my god, I'm fudging up this closing really, really badly. I need to go and have myself a bit of a sleep, I think. Whoa, I'll catch you guys next time.